Welcome back to another vlog. This is Star versus the Forces of Evil, Season 3, Episode 4, 1 through 4, The Battle of Mewni. This is I don't know if this originally aired as like a TV movie or just as a multi-part episode, but either way, I'm treating it as one story because it effectively is one story. Before I get into that, though, I wanted to talk about the new opening and ending. The opening song is unchanged, but they've changed the visuals a lot. The big thing I noticed was that, unless I'm much mistaken, Earth does not appear in the new opening at all. Now, I don't know if this is the opening for this, just for the Battle for Mewni, or if it's going to be the opening going forward. But either way, it was very notable to me that they're no longer showing Earth in the opening, though they're still showing Earth characters. So, to me, that suggests one of three things. One is that we're not going to be on Earth much or at all in this season, which is definitely true of the Battle for Mewni. Another, because originally, the song did show a lot of Earth, and it was about Star coming to Earth from another dimension. So another possibility is that it's not Star coming to Earth from another dimension anymore. It's now about Star's return to Mewni, and she's returning to Mewni from Earth. So the other dimension she's from is now actually Earth. And that Mewni is now essentially an alien place to her. And to an extent, that does seem to be true in this, at least in the Battle for Mewni. The last one, which is the one I hope it isn't, is a shift of focus to Marcus, who is from another dimension, Earth, and might now be wandering other dimensions with Star, which of course he was doing in the first two seasons, but that the focus will be shifting to Marco encountering other dimensions more than Star encountering Earth. So like I said, I'm really hoping it's not that last one, but rather one of the first two, and I'm leaning towards suspecting that it's, at least for the Battle of Mewni, it's the second one. As for the ending credits, they are very, like, 90s magical girl anime kind of a thing. And I like them a lot. The song, at any rate, it very much has that vibe. It's not quite the bouncy, cheery song about how much Star is enjoying being on Earth. It is a song about Star rather than sung by her, but it's about how she is becoming more of a hero figure, which again is clearly going on in the Battle for Mewni. As for the story itself, it was okay. I felt like putting a lot of focus on the B and C plots of Marco and River as the B plot and Ludo as the C plot. I thought that actually weakened it a little. I could have stood to see a little more of, have a little more room to breathe for example, the old rivalry between Queen Moon and Toffee. Or a little bit more of where he came from. Or even, more of the Queen and Buffrog bonding over the fact that they're both parents and realizing that a lot of what they were both told about the other side is untrue. Humans don't eat monsters, and humans don't eat monsters, and monsters don't eat humans. They eat each other's food. They both eat corn, as near as we can tell. The most interesting part for me was definitely Star inside of that magic space that Toffee had corrupted. Which is another thing that I wish we'd gotten a little more of, is how the heck did Toffee get powerful enough to corrupt like that? It's one thing to be an unkillable monster. Okay, he has enormous powers to like regenerate, but how was he able to like corrupt all of Star's magic like that? Even with getting inside the wand, like, what even is that wand? It seems to be like a direct conduit to the source of magic. That's kind of a big thing to have given to a 14-year-old girl. But then I guess that's kind of the point. If I'm getting correctly what happened, the book was destroyed by Ludo, but Glossaric created, out of chocolate pudding and fire, an egg of sorts, which Star was then able to pull out in that magic space, to pull out of the stew, and it was another unicorn thing, like the tiny unicorns that live inside the wand, and that enabled the creation, or the healing of the wand and its transformation into a new star wand. It was very cool, but it was not super... It didn't... I still feel like something is a little missing there, and I'm hoping we get some more info on that. Like, where is Glossaric? Is he dead? Was that him? Or just something in Star's head? I mean, I don't know. This is weird territory for a show this silly to be going into. And I actually like that a show this silly is going into territory this weird. It's ambitious and different, and it'll be cool to see if they can do something interesting with it. I mean, they've done interesting things with bizarrely ambitious episodes before. I'm blanking on the title, but the one that's just Ludo surviving and getting, like, taming the eagle and the spider. That one comes immediately to mind as something that was very different and ambitious that the show managed to pull off. This, tentatively, I'm going to say they pulled it off, but I would like to see more of what, like, has changed, what the consequences of this are. I loved, though, that Star's, like, emergent magical girl form, like her superpowered, able to destroy Toffee form, was a golden version of the thing she turned into back in, I think it was called Mewni, the episode where she transformed into the butterfly monster. It's the same design, just golden instead of purple. And I actually really love that, because it implies that that is what a mature Star is. Both of those things are rapid maturation processes. It's in, among scholars who have studied magical girls, one of the most common reads of the magical girl transformation sequence is that it is a process of accelerated maturation. That the girl uses magic to temporarily take on adult role and adult powers, and that it is thus a metaphor of sorts for adolescence. But sped up into a few seconds. That's why very often in magical girl transformations, there's an implication of the character getting taller, produced by, like, shortening skirt, implying, which can be equally read as legs getting longer. That their clothing is replaced by something not more adult per se, but a little more sexualized than their civilian clothes, or just, you know, something like the new She-Ra, where she goes from like a normal height teenage girl to this 8-foot tall behemoth. The idea is that they are harnessing the power that adults have over children by going through this maturation process. And that's why the same results for puberty and this transformation. Other than that, obviously the big thing here is the pact between Queen Moon and Eclipsa, and the fact that Eclipsa is breaking free. Also, Ludo appears to have kept Toffee's eye, so that's going to be a thing, I'm sure. Again, we had it established Toffee can grow back from any piece of him that survives. So he's going to grow back from that eye in some form. But yeah, this was basically just a good, fun adventure story, and I enjoyed it. I think that's about all I have to say about it, though. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon for early access to vlogs, essays, let's plays, and more. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!